Another big company is packing its bags and leaving California. Well, those are really big bags. The question is, what is it about California that is not to like? I mean, it's got nice weather, and you can eat outside if you want, because there's not a lot of bugs. Well, in the Los Angeles area, there's not a lot of bugs. At least that was my experience. So it's really a nice place. So why would a company like Nestle pack up, what is it, 1,200, 1,300 jobs and move them to Virginia? I mean, what is it about California? Well, let me just venture a guess. Actually, I come up with a couple guesses. Maybe it's a punitive tax rate. Could be it's business not friendly over regulation, authoritarianism. Could be it's harebrained dingbat cult like worshipping of so called climate change. Well, everybody believes in climate change, but these goofballs think that free market capitalism is causing climate change, so they beat up on free market capitalists. Well, most free market capitalists don't like to get beat up on, except for those who are just totally whacked. Which there are a lot of those in California, but apparently Nestle's not one of them, so they got up and left. Trying to think, what else is there about California not to like? Oh, sanctuary cities. I think now the sanctuary cities have just kind of merged together and become a sanctuary state, even though polls show that virtually every demographic group in California that was surveyed are opposed to sanctuary cities. That includes Hispanics and Democrats and Republicans and independents. Okay, I'm not sure if they polled liberal lunatic left-wing wackos who think that free market capitalism is actually causing climate change. I suppose if they had polled that demographic, they probably would have been in favor of it. But everybody else is opposed to sanctuary cities. They don't want the state to be a sanctuary state where they bring in hordes of criminal, illegal aliens so they can terrorize communities. I don't know why, they just don't like that. So anyhow, Nestle has become the latest corporation to pack up its bags, and again, big bags, and move elsewhere. Let's go over to investors.com. Actually, it's Investors Business Daily is the name of the publication, and this is kind of an interesting headline. Another big company departs California, with the last one to leave shut the lights. Here's what happens when the trend is this: left-wing lunatics take over a government. Could be a municipality, could be a state, could be a county, could be a country. They take over and screw everything up, and then everybody leaves. And then wherever they go, the liberals are there, and they screw that up, and everybody leaves. What we need to do is stop electing these idiots, and then everybody won't leave. We can just stay put. We don't have to pack our bags and go somewhere else. Let's take a look at this article. This is attributed to Terry Jones. Nestle USA is moving its headquarters from Glendale, California, a pocket suburb just miles north from downtown Los Angeles, to Roslyn, California. Rosslyn, California. No, Rosslyn, Virginia. I'll get it. Don't worry. Hold your pants on. That's near Washington, D.C., and taking 1,200 California jobs with it. How come? California is an awful place to do business. The story goes on and it says this, and we don't need to read this whole thing. I think you get the point here, but the $26 billion a year food conglomerate is discreet, of course, about its reasons, citing a desire to be closer to its core customers and other bland corporate pablum. But the fact is, Nestle and its corporate brethren in California that actually make things are overtaxed and overregulated, and elected officials treat them not as honored members of the community, but as rapacious pirates. That just reminds me that just yesterday, Donald Trump had like a summit meeting with retail executives, CEOs, and the CEO of AutoZone. We did a video on this, actually praised Donald Trump for his perspective on business, particularly his embracing of retail business. The retail business seems like the guys in California don't seem to get that. They think business is somehow evil because it's oppressing whomever. And that's classic Marxism, economic Marxism. Their idea is, and we're going to close out with this, not going to talk about this all day long, but the reason we do videos, by the way, is not just to, oh, here's the news. We talk about the news, and then we talk about, well, it's my opinion, but we talk about insight. What I call takeaways, things that we can learn from the news. What's the point of all this? Okay, so the point of all that is this. Marxists have this weird notion that there is a fixed amount, a set amount of wealth. And if one group of people has more wealth than another group of people, it's because they're being unfair. Okay, let's put it in this perspective. Imagine you got $100 and 10 people in a room, and the $100 is dispersed among them. If one guy has, well, if it were dispersed equally, then everybody would have $10. 10 people, $10 each is $100. Well, what if one guy has $20? Well, that means somebody else doesn't have $10, has less than $10. That's the way Marxists look at the economy. Of course, that's stupid, but that's the way they look at it. If you are poor, your poverty is caused by somebody who is rich. When in reality, in a free market economy, when people prosper, everybody prospers. But Marxists don't understand that. Well, actually, they kind of do understand it, which is why they implemented cultural Marxism, because they tried economic Marxism, but the problem is the poor people were getting too rich. So they couldn't cause that friction between the poor people and the rich people, between the proletariat and the bourgeois. So they had to come up with some other points of conflict, and they looked to culture. That's why we have the feminist movement. It's the proletariat, women who are oppressed by men who are the bourgeois, the oppressors. That's why we have racial conflicts. The proletariat is the people of color, and white people are the bourgeois, the oppressors. And once you understand that, everything fits into place. So, applying that to this particular story, according to cultural Marxists, or in this case I think it's more like economic Marxists, they see big business as withholding wealth from the poor people. So they need to take it away and redistribute it, because that's fair. And in so doing, they have, the outcome is actually the opposite of their intent. And they're just, quite frankly, too stupid to figure that out. Now, I'm not saying they lack intelligence, I'm saying they lack the wisdom to figure out that what they're doing is actually inverse of their objective. So, anywho, some people do figure it out. Nestle is one, and they're packing their bags, again, really big bags, and they're taking them out, $26 billion worth of bags, taking it to Virginia. And by the way, I just watched a video this week that said dark chocolate is good for you, because the more chocolate you eat, dark chocolate you eat, the more calories your body burns. So I think I'll go get a Nestle candy bar. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it on social media. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. There's a little red button in the lower right hand corner for your convenience. Also, we encourage you to leave a comment in the comment section. As always, we appreciate our comments, and if you will show up here at 6 o'clock tonight, that's Eastern Time in the USA, we open our chat room, we stream live, and we just stay streaming until everybody goes away. So sometimes it's 3, 4 in the morning for people to dissipate. So we encourage you, invite you to come join us at 6 p.m. and have a chat with people who are like-minded.
How to subscribe? Click subscribe. Click the bell.